Occurred the 12th of October 2003, 18 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape: other duration: 10 plus minutes. No of observers. One orange ball joined by second that formed a debris field. Filmed orange ball object slightly to my north-northeast. 2 to 3 times bigger than Mars the last few weeks. Sun was just about to set, but was still daylight. That's what caught my attention. Seemed too early for such a bright star. A plane flew in the general vicinity and the red lights were not the orange of the circle of light. Sue. I went inside and got my high 8 camera and came out and filmed. Seemed like it had moved south since I had eyeballed it last. Continued filming while standing. Decided with the zooming I was doing I needed to lay down on the deck and film from a more stable position. Did that and filmed close-ups. No details, just an orange ball of light, but not a star. Then I noticed some other white balls of light nearby. There was a large cluster of and they were drifting to the north and spreading out. Must have been more than a dozen. Dispersing without any trails of any kind, just like watching the UFO footage over Washington, D.C. in the 50s. As the sun set, they all got dimmer until they were gone. Had to be very, very high altitude, and I suspect in orbit, as the several minutes I filmed them they didn't not travel far. The low angle of the sun lit up whatever was in orbit. After reviewing the tape a few times, I have reached several conclusions. I don't know what the orange-colored circular object is, but I suspect it was in orbit and reflecting the sun. It has to be huge, much larger than the ISS. Something broke apart in orbit and followed a path away from the orange-colored circular object, but no noticeable change in appearance to the object. The debris field and path looks more like the shuttle breakup footage than the Washington 50s UFOs. The reason it looked like that to me was the poor detail of the eyepiece I was viewing through in real time while filming. The difference in this footage to the shuttle breakup is that there is no fire, no smoke, no contrails, no paths of any kind. Seeing the debris field expand, it can be noticed that some of the objects are tumbling and reflecting light differently as they travel. 2 or 3 brighter, bigger objects don't seem to be tumbling so much. There are dozens of pieces. The brightness of all the objects decreases with the setting sun, with the larger orange-colored circular object being seen first and last. The path of the debris field is in a northerly direction, which is damn peculiar for a geosync object. If the two events are related, that is. Due to the high strangeness of each, I suspect they are. Filmed in regular eye light spectrum and infrared Sony night shot mode. Images of the mystery objects were much brighter in the night shot mode. Orange ball was visible to the naked eye. Once you know there was a debris field from the camera shot, it was noticeable as a smudge to the naked eye. In the last few days, my thinking is that what I may have filmed is an asteroid coming right at us, so the field of motion was considerably reduced. With the high rate of meteorites streaking across the sky worldwide of late, and the closest pass of an asteroid ever just last month, I am wondering if this is a continuation of that activity. If this is the case, then I may have come close to filming Doomsday. Especially from the debris fields visible in this footage. Have emailed 101203.zip that contains several high-resolution frame captures from the film. Name deleted. NUFORC note. We have looked at the 8 photos forwarded by the witness, and we do not know what the object is. However, it may be a star or planet. It is simply a round, indistinct light, photographed against a featureless sky. Orbiting objects do not remain motionless in the night sky. PD.
Occurred, the 5th of September 2003, 6 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape, duration, 15 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object, bright stationary light in clear blue sky, fading and reappearing in different locations while driving south on 131, St. Joseph Valley Parkway, on my way to work. The sun was just up and fully illuminating the sky. The sky was completely clear and blue. I noticed a very bright light, brighter than a star at night, to the left. At first, I dismissed it and continued to watch the road. Then I realized that that was not normal. There were no stars in the sky, and it was so bright. I looked back up to where I saw it and it was gone. I kept watching the sky now, and then I saw it reappear on the right side of the highway. It didn't move. It just shone for a minute or so and then faded away. I'd keep watching and it would reappear in a different spot but in the same general vicinity, with the exception of going to the left side of the highway twice. This happened about 5 or 6 times. The strangest thing about it was that it was so bright and that it didn't move. It was stationary until it would fade and reappear somewhere else.
Occurred the 1st of February 2004, 1 hour 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape: unknown. Duration: greater than 1 hour. No of observers. 2 characteristics: aura or haze around object, emitted other objects, changed color. We saw some object in the sky move very slowly that was not a plane or a star. We're not sure if it is a craft or some object in the sky. My GF and I were in bed when I looked out the window, in the southwest direction, and saw this flashing object in the sky, about the size as any star looks from here. Except it was moving very slowly. Sometimes it would move less slow, and other times it would just seem to come to a halt. We are sure it moved though. I have it on camera. At one point it seems to have something break off of it. Every once in a while it appears to turn to red from blue for short periods of time. We are sure it is not a plane, and we are sure it is not a star in the sky.
Occurred the 15th of August 2004, 15 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds. Location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape: triangle. Duration: aprix, 4 minutes. No of observers. 0. The object made a sharp right turn, spun around and shot off like a bullet. While watching some turkey buzzards Sunday afternoon, I noticed a high-altitude craft moving from southeast to northwest almost straight above me. At first I thought it was pretty amazing that a buzzard could fly that high. Then it made a 90-degree turn with no arc or loss of speed. I ran into my house and got my binoculars. When I got back, it was maneuvering erratically a little to the north. When I got a good look at it, it was a black triangle with a bright red line across the back. It was wider than long, like a large hang glider. After about 30 seconds, it stopped and rotated slowly in place, one complete turn, then shot off to the east like a bullet. The sky was mostly clear and blue with a few puffy white clouds. It looked to me to be as high as commercial air traffic, which would have made it about the size of A747. I noticed no sound, but I could hear a jet at about the same altitude a few seconds later moving in almost the same direction. The triangle left no contrail, but the jet did.
Occurred the 25th of May 2005, 19 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds. Location: South Bend, Indiana, USA. Shape: changing. Duration: 20 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: aircraft nearby. I witnessed a black shape-shifting black mass in the sky. At 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, I witnessed a black shape-shifting black mass in the sky traveling in a gentle southeast to northwest direction approximately 2 miles south of the Indiana-Michigan border between Niles, Michigan and South Bend, Indiana. I watched this phenomenon for at least 20 minutes before it was obscured by moving clouds. I saw several jets go by, and the speed of this black shape-shifting mass seemed to be at the same altitude but moved very slowly. I attributed it to some extremely high-flying bird formation, but it seemed very unusual. On November 16, 1999, I observed a low-flying fireball over New Carlisle, Indiana, and you were kind enough to let me know something about it. I still had the email and your address. I am an amateur skywatcher and I never seem to have any photography equipment when I see these things. Has anybody else seen this, and is there an explanation? Thanks in advance for your response.